Hello, my loves, and welcome back to another guest episode on UNFUCK Your Life, the show for ambitious women who are ready to calibrate to their next level. Now, today, I have a guest with me here in person in my house in Bali who is really, really special to me to begin with. She is a former one-on-one client, which is how we basically met a couple months ago. But she's just also one of those women who truly embody their walk, their talk, they practice what they preach, you know? And I think when you applied, I instantly felt like, yeah, we have a vibe. And it's actually funny because one of my other former clients, Angie, who you also know, she was like, no way you guys are working together. You're literally the same person. I was like, oh, really? Like, because I didn't know until we had our first call. And I was like, oh, yeah, like now I can see what you mean, you know? So she just happens to be one of those people who is so unapologetic, which I love about her, in her work, but also like just in her life as a person. And she really teaches and preaches to like not shrink yourself, whether it's in your business, whether it's in your life, and owning all that you are. So Mirjam is such a powerhouse mentor. She's also a mentor online. She has built not just one, but two magnetic online brands over the past 7 years. And she did not do so by obsessing over trends or rules or trying to fit into a box, but rather just showing up as her bold, intense, which again is like a good thing, messy, real self, which is all that I'm about to, and like I resonate with and I appreciate in people as well. So I think that's why we clicked. And now she helps other women to build their embodied empires as well by turning their too muchness, their quirks, their, you know, like all of themselves, their personality almost into their biggest superpower and a successful brand and business. And so during our work together, Mirjam has a massive shift. I'm so proud of her. And I can't wait to dive into so many yummy topics today. Mirjam, thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the show.
Oh my goodness. Thank you for
that.
Like,
that was a lot.
Thank you for that introduction. Like, wow.
You deserve it, babe.
No, thank you. I'm ready to receive it. I learned it from
Love
the best.
Love it.
Thank you for having me.
No, I'm so excited for this. I think we agreed to like do this a couple weeks ago, and I've been looking forward to this conversation ever since. I mean, we wanted to meet up anyways, and then you traveled through Bali, you were busy, September was crazy. Not like we've been both really, really busy, but I'm so glad we made it work. And I think you have a couple more weeks here, no?
I do, before we're going to Australia.
And then you're also going.
Yeah.
So we're literally doing the same thing. Who's surprised? Right? More or less.
Without really like talking about it
No,
ever.
we didn't intend to.
No, we had like one call and you were like, what are you going to do after Bali? And I'm going to come to Australia. And you were like, wait, what?
I was like, wait, what? Tell me more about it. No, it's exciting. I feel like we have similar plans and might as well catch up in Bondi, baby, and record a part 2. Who knows? Okay, for everybody who doesn't know you just yet, this is always like the first question that I ask almost every guest is like, tell us a little bit more about your journey, but I don't want you to just like walk us through, you know, like this has been my life, this has been what I've been studying. We don't care about that. What we actually care about is who did you become throughout this process of like in your life in the past 7 years, particularly of being an entrepreneur, like overcoming challenges, you know, like navigating hardships, like tell us how you walked through pain and became a whole new version of yourself as a result, right? Like, why do you think having mentors in your corner is powerful? Why do you think being picky with the people in your life, like friends, romantic partners, why that is so important? Like, tell us about what you learned, how you integrated it, and what changed for you as a result.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right. It's a lot because I'm a lot and I'm owning this.
I really love that. That's why I love you, and the right people will always love you.
Exactly.
We're both a lot. That's why we're friends.
Yes, because that's why we match.
Literally, I don't think you would have applied if you wouldn't have sensed she's a baddie, she's a lot, and I love it. Like I want to be coached with someone who's a lot, not someone who's, you know, like a little, you know, like a little shadow of themselves.
No, I was looking at you and I knew like you embodied so much of what I wanted to become, and I was like, this is the woman who can teach me.
And you know what is so funny? The first thing, or like one of the first things we said by the end was, by the way, do you even do this and this and this and this in your coaching? Because I don't even know, but I want to work with you. And I was like, hell yeah, that's exactly what I do. But because like you didn't actively follow me before. And I kind of love that even more, that you weren't someone who was like soaking up all this stuff and like knowing, like, you know, like binging my website or whatever. You were just like, I've been seeing bits and pieces and nibbles here and there. Like, I don't really know what she's doing, but I like the chick and what she's about. I like her attitude, her energy. I think that's what she does, and that's what I'm looking for, but I don't know. So I'm just making sure. And then you just jumped in, and I was like, I respect that, like, so much.
Yes.
For real.
This is such a good point, because it's literally what I teach my clients as well.
Yeah,
because
like being intuitive.
Exactly. And also for me, like, it's not about only what you do, what you teach. Like, I know you have like amazing teachings.
Yeah.
I know now. Like,
I feel the part when you're like, actually, yeah.
I didn't know before. I wasn't even, to be so fucking honest with you, I wasn't even listening to your podcast. I am now. But it was just like, I wasn't. And I was just like,
I'm not offended, it's fine, babe.
Yeah. now I'm like a big fan. But before,
So
I was just like looking at you, and I saw you, and I saw what you embodied, and I was literally what I wanted to become. So what I look in mentorship is, I didn't even ask for like your price. I didn't
ask anything. You were just
the only thing I asked you was, those are my goals.
Yeah.
And I see that you're embodying this, this, and this. I want to become that woman.
Yeah.
Can you help me? And you were like,
I remember that. And I was like, babe, that's exactly what I do. I love this.
And you were like, this is my framework. This is my work. This is what I do. And I was like,
you didn't know.
Sweet. Can we talk? And then we talked, and we had our first call, and you looked at me. You looked at me, and you were like, oh my goodness, it's like talking to my past self.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you did say that.
That makes perfect sense, because that's literally how I always feel.
You said like 3 years ago, this was me. And
literally.
I was looking in your eyes, and I was like, you're the one for me. I knew it. I knew it in that moment.
No, really.
It is. It is. But I think this is really what it's about when you have a mentor or a coach guiding you. It's not just about like what they do and how much like expertise or something what they have. It's about who they are, and can they like bring you to the point where you want to go, and
through embodiment and experience, not just like, have you read all the textbooks? You know, because you know, like that's one thing, the knowledge, like definitely have someone who knows their shit, but then also have someone who's fun, who literally matches your energy, who expands you, who like can push you further than you could go by yourself. And I think that was one of the things. And then you also said, like, I think I want, like, some tough love or something. Because you could, like, feel I was a little spicy. But I'm also, like, really loving and, like, lovey-dovey on my clients, right? And I think you're the same with yours, actually. Again, like, the same approach of, like, you take your shit seriously and you know your shit. And you're happy and able to give tough love, but you're also at the same time so supportive, compassionate, lovey-dovey. And, like, I think, like, I remembered you being like, oh, this feels great. I was like, girl, that feels amazing. And I don't have that like all the time either, right? Where I'm looking at someone and I'm like, dream client, literally. So that was dope.
And honesty, you were so honest. In one of our, like, also our first calls, you said, like, there's no shame, so I'm going to share something. You said, like, in my world, there's no shame. And it was everything I needed, like, to feel so safe. And also, like, for me, honesty in a mentor is, like, everything. I need somebody who's going to be honest.
I'm getting goosebumps. That's so cute. No, I love it.
But it's really, and what I want to say, because we were, like, talking about the journey, and also, like, what I experience and my shift, and my biggest shift, identity shift, and also business shift is when I finally started to own who the fuck I truly was with everything, also with my tough love, also with being so fucking honest with people. Like, this is my honesty is my love language. I do it with my friends.
It's love language.
It is.
Damn.
It is, because I want to be honest with you, because I want you to, like, first of all, I want you to grow. I want you to be your best version. And I want that kind of connection. So what happened for me, and what you like embodied so much, as you know who you are and you own that, and that's why I can connect with you. And this is literally what I do also with my clients, and why I'm not your typical business mentor.
You're really not, and I think that's why people love you, is like it's so unhinged, and like that's what people need though. Like it's a little bit of spice, a little bit of like, give me something else other than like preaching, you know?
Exactly. And I'm never gonna tell you to niche down. I'm never gonna say like use that pain point or do this trend or do this reel. What I'm gonna do with you is like strip away your filter, like get the filter out of the way, get the good girl out of the way, just like be who the fuck you are, because you're truly amazing. And that's when your dream clients can match. And that's what happened with us, right? True. Because I didn't need anything else. I just needed to know who the fuck you were, and could you help me reach my goals? And then everything else followed. Of course, like you have like so much wisdom to give, and like the most amazing teachings and everything, but that like I could really connect with you, and you could like attract me as well. Is like because you own who
it's
you
like
are,
a heart-to-heart thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is what we need first, and then we can do everything else, all the strategies, like all the landing pages, everything business-wise. But if you don't really own who you are with every single part of yourself, like your tough love, your too muchness, that you're multi-passionate, like everything, how,
and like even quirks, like not so good, like impatience or like
or
whatever,
messiness,
me, right, like and again,
Yeah.
being like, I'm aware of it, and like if I really want to, I'll work on it, but if I actually don't want to work on it, then I'll just own that is something some people would consider a weakness, and I am at peace with it though.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like being at peace with who you are.
And I think the most healing part of my journey was when I realized that my too muchness, like for all of you who don't know me, which is probably everybody right now.
No, actually I had you on my stories once or twice.
Oh,
maybe some people know you a little bit.
But if you don't know me, like one of my biggest fears was people would not love me for who I am, because I've been told so many times in my life, like from ex-boyfriends, literally girlfriends as well, family, in school, like everywhere. Everybody told me, you're too loud, you're too much, you're too delusional. This was me, this was my life, and I've been hearing that bullshit for years. And my most healing journey ever was integrating that into my business and turning it into my superpower when I started to own and to say, like, you know what, I am a lot, I want a lot, and I'm so not gonna fucking apologize for that. I'm just gonna go out there and create it, and if the right people are there, they're gonna match me. They're gonna match me where I am. They're gonna love my too muchness. They're gonna love that I'm loud, that I'm intense, that I swear a lot. And the right people are gonna like love me for that. And when I started to own that, first in my private life, but then integrated it into my brand, into my business, and became fucking successful with being too much. Like people literally, they come to me and are like, I've been told I'm too much, and I don't want to believe that anymore, and I want to turn it into something greater. That's my dream kind. And that's what we do. And that's so healing on every level, because you're not just like okay with your too muchness, right? You're not just like, okay, I'm too much, right? I'm okay with it. No,
you're utilizing it.
Exactly. You're like, this is me being fucking my most successful version because I own who I am.
And it's a superpower too, because think about it, everybody else online, especially online, is like so blending in. It's the same as in dating, right? Like you're dating people and everybody's kind of the same, like, you know, like I do this,
polished.
Yeah, like, right? Like everybody's like showing their back. Like I'm always like on a first date, I'm like, let me give you like an actual pre-taste of what it's like to be with me, and then you can choose, can you handle that, you know? Like let people choose, because like otherwise you're just blending in, you're just another girl he's seeing, you know? Like it's like, no, like you might as well just like give people all of you, and then they can decide, do I resonate, do I relate, do I like that, do I respect that, or am I kind of like turned off, and then you just walk away. Like if someone comes to your page, they'll probably within seconds go, oh my god, I don't like, or they'll be like obsessed, follow, you know? And like that's the whole point.
Yeah. And it's the same, like when you start with men, I think this is so funny because
business and men, like always a correlation. It's same.
It is. And I feel like with a guy, and like I had literally, after working with Laura, I'm going to say it as my love life.
Oh my god.
Wow. Like I had no idea what was out there.
And now you know.
Now I'm getting to know, because I'm like, wow.
Standards are sky fucking high, baby.
Yes. And I had this one really, really romantic date with a guy. And
I remember that like a couple months, like 2 months ago, no?
A month ago, it was in Bali.
Oh no, wait, that, okay.
That
one.
Like
so many ladies.
Oops.
No, that's a good thing.
Yeah,
that's a good thing.
And we were vibing, and then I had a feeling like, okay, there's nothing else coming from him. So he didn't give me much personal like story or anything, and it was like, okay, I was literally leaning back, and then I told him like, I have a feeling like you're not ready to open up, and that's totally fine, but just that you know, like I'm gonna walk away, because I'm a girl who really wants to know her people. And I know this is like the first time we've ever met, but this is literally my standard. And I was like, I told him, I was like, it's so fine. I just, so you know, I'm not a bitch or anything. I'm just like, this is my standard. This is what I want from people. And he was like,
deeply or not at all.
Exactly. This is what I'm here for. And he was looking at me. He was looking at me being like, wow, okay. That's amazing. That's incredible. That's love hot. That.
That's
he was so in awe with me in that moment. And it was like, I didn't even want him to like open up if he didn't wanna. I was just like leaning back, just knowing my worth, my standards. This is what I want from people. And this is my standard also with friends. Like I want us to connect, no small talk, nothing else. Also with my clients, we go deep or we don't go, and that's fine. And he was like, we had the best night ever. We were talking for hours. We were cuddling. It was super cute, super romantic, like in Bali with the stars. And I was like, wow, people can match me because I know what I want as well.
I'm getting goosebumps right now.
And who I am, right?
Yeah.
And this is what I learned, and this is, I think, one of my biggest shifts in, like you see, in my business, in my love life, in my friendships. Like owning who you are and what you want and not apologizing for it. If you want a deep connection, if you don't want to wait, if you want a shortcut, right? You want a shortcut to people and like just to know, are you my person or not? Allow yourself that and just like ask people the right questions.
Yeah, like you literally gave him permission that moment, like, hey, by the way, like you literally in a way said like, I'm not interested in this polished version of you. Either, I mean, you didn't even say either you go deep or you leave. You kind of said, oh, I think that's just not what I'm interested in. I'm interested in depth. Yeah. If you can't offer that, that's fine. No hard feelings. I'm just like not interested. And then he was like, oh, fuck. Like maybe actually it's welcome and it's appreciated. And it's actually the very baseline for you. Right. And then like, again, standards are clear, communicated, and he can step up or he can fall away.
Exactly.
Either way, you're fine.
Exactly. And it was like, for him, he told me later, he was like, you were the first girl who really like wanted to know me, and we had like this deep connection, and this is why I think it's so important.
Baby.
Yeah, and also like because you said before, right, in dating and everything, like also in business, everything's polished, everybody's trying to be nice and good and perfect, and people don't connect with perfect. No. They don't connect with your polished version. And he was like so happy that he was also allowed to share and he wanted to get to know me. So yeah, that was also something where I really felt like, ooh, higher standards are a thing, and also like owning who you are and what you want.
No, and people instantly, again, step up or fall away. And like, that's the beauty of it. When you have that clarity around, this is who I am, this is what I require in any type of connection, whether it's with a friend, potential partner, client, team member, whatever it is, whatever the connection or whatever the relationship is, you're so clear, and you basically tell people, well, this is what I demand. Either you deliver or we're not connecting. And like it's not even you being, again, as you said, like a bitch. It's like literally just you being so damn clear with people, so you're saving yourself and them time as well. Like for me, like these days it's like, if you know, people here in Bali, like men, like a lot of men are very casual, and when I'm like, well, I'm not available to like even like kiss on a first date unless like I'm really feeling it. And like then, you know, someone who really just wants to like make out or like have fun in that way, like I'm saving them time too. Because there's plenty of other girls that might actually be available for that while I'm not. You know, so it's like, it's a good thing. You're saving yourself and them time as well.
Definitely. And same thing goes for business, by the way. Yeah. That's what I always say. I don't want the clients who are not a perfect match.
Yeah, because you're not enjoying it either.
Yes, and they're not going to see the results.
No.
And that makes me sad, and it makes them sad. Like when you don't have the clients that really match you and your method and your teachings. Yeah. Like you have like mediocre clients. And the thing is, it's not just like, okay, we don't have a good time. No, they don't see the results. Maybe you start doubting yourself and your method. Instead, just take the fucking dream clients. Mm-hmm. But the dream clients can only match you if you have a brand that you can really advertise by that being yourself. Exactly. Yeah. And you gotta strip away the filters. It's really, and the mask, like I didn't even use Instagram filters anymore. I did before, but I don't use them because it makes me feel like there is a boundary there.
Right. Like the actual filters on Instagram, but like also like non, like literally speaking, like right, like the filter in terms of like, I'm gonna act like the nice put together girl that looks very professional, right? Like whilst like in real life, like with your friends, you like the craziest like human ever. Like people get to see that. People love that, right? Like so like filter literally on Instagram. Like, I totally agree with you. And like non-literally as well. Like, how did you manage to strip away the non-literal filter, like the identity filter, in terms of like, this is all of that I am, like not necessarily like aesthetically, like putting a filter on, but like, you know, like in terms of like, I'm not hiding, I'm not shrinking, I'm not like, how do you say, I'm not limiting myself to how I can show up, basically.
Yeah, so I think one of my biggest shifts was my breakup in 2024. I've been a relationship girl for 10 years. So I've been in relationships for 10 years. Longest time I've been single was like 6 weeks, I think. Until now.
I did not know that. Wait. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm learning something new right now.
Like from 15 to 25, I've been in relationships.
We talked about the fact that you like are tending to like be with someone, but like I did not know that 6 weeks was like the longest before this now. Yeah. Like, this is a super special sacred time for you then.
Yeah, the last 1.5 years were the best of my life, to be honest.
Girl.
Just like
100%.
And the shift, like one of the biggest identity shifts was letting that go, like going through the breakup, experiencing everything, and just like realizing who I could be on my own, and just like really reinventing myself. And also, to be honest, just trying it out. Like I tried it. I was like on Instagram, and I realized that my ex-boyfriend was holding me back in like many ways, but one was he was always a little bit judgy of the Instagram world, and like people, you know, posting how amazing their life is, and like maybe feeling miserable like on the inside or something.
Which honestly is a fair judgment. I mean, if people are only pretending, that kind of sucks.
Exactly. And he was like saying that, but for me, it always felt like he was judging me a little bit too. That's on me as well, but I just had this feeling there was somebody who was always a little bit judgy of the platform I use for my work, and that just didn't give me the feeling that I could
feel supported.
Exactly, and that I could show up fully. There was always this little voice
my
in my
boyfriend
head.
is watching, like, how am I gonna,
like he was not following. He was not allowed to follow me.
Oh, he didn't.
No. I had clear boundaries.
Okay.
But still, there was a voice there. Yeah. There was like something there, and always like the boyfriends that I had, they were always a little bit judgy of how successful I was, my business, that I had found something that I was so passionate about, because they wanted to find that kind of passion. So I never felt like super supported or empowered. And when that fell away, like all the guys, and I was just like on my own, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna play now. I'm gonna play, and I'm gonna try out new things on Instagram. And I started to talk louder. I realized, like, I watched my own stories.
Like, quite literally louder.
Literally.
Ooh, I like
Before that, I can give you like an example. I would say something like that. So, hi, it's so good that you're here, guys. And
that used to be me too. I used to be like that too. No, literally.
That was my voice, and this was like me literally.
That was me in 2020.
Holding back.
Yes, quite literally.
Holding myself back.
Volume down.
Yes, and that on every level. Then I would never say what I truly really thought. I would say like some
polished version
of
it.
The digestible version. I thought people couldn't digest.
They couldn't handle the truth.
Yes, exactly. And then I was just like trying out, and was one day at a time. And one question that really I journaled this one out like every fucking day was, why am I such a powerful woman? Like, why am I the most amazing woman like on this earth? Like, why am I powerful? Why am I amazing? Why am I magnetic? And I was like journaling about that, and I was like trying to really come back to myself, and also like explore myself and get to know myself, because I think when you have that alone time, it just gives you so much clarity, and just like sit with yourself. And I did that. And so when I realized where I was holding back, and where I was like trying to be the good girl, the nice girl, the
put together girl,
exactly, the perfect girl, I realized that's not me. And my motto for my life is, I want to experience everything to the fullest. Like I want to die with.
See, that's why we're friends.
Yeah. Everything. Also the bad stuff. To be honest.
No, 100%.
I'm so ready to
duality.
sit in that pain, and also like when something excites me, I'm the girl who always always cries. Not just because she's sad, but she's happy. Like, give me a good sunset and I'm gonna cry because I'm so happy. So I just
feeling deeply too.
exactly. And I found myself. Like, I found myself more and more, discovered myself more and more. And then I realized, okay, what happens if I show up like that girl? Like, what if I really show up as my truest self? And I'm still evolving. I'm still gonna, like, there's gonna be a new version of me at some point.
All the fucking time.
Exactly.
Oh my
who's
goodness.
even gonna be more powerful, even more loud. No, I'm joking, but
hopefully,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, amp it up, baby.
But I think this is what I did to, like, really get to this point of owning it. First of all, for myself, healing that what everybody told me was not the truth. It was what, like, they said I was too loud, or they said that.
So you felt like you didn't belong, and then in return that made you want to fit in, and then that made you dim yourself and your voice and your light and your sparkle and everything that makes you you.
Yes, absolutely. And also lovable.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to be loved so badly. And when I started to really choose
Love
myself,
yourself.
choose
you were
myself.
Like, fuck everybody.
Love myself. And this is what I did with you when we worked together, when I started dating myself.
True, I remember. Oh, true, I remember that. Like, that was the first month or so.
Yeah.
No,
and
I don't remember that.
Oh my goodness, everybody who's only listening, and, like, I think Laura said it in a podcast many times, but this is the real deal. Like, really dating yourself, taking time for yourself, and always, like, every day I was asking myself, am I choosing myself right now? Where am I not choosing myself? Where am I choosing my business, my friends, my family, when I could also choose myself?
Yeah.
Because I never, like, what I discovered when we worked together is that I was operating out of self-sacrifice rather than self-worth. So I was trying to prove my worth in every area. Exactly.
Yeah,
I was sacrificing.
Yeah.
And I was like, when I started to heal that part of me that really wanted to be loved, but had the feeling she had to sacrifice herself so others would like her, transforming that one. That was a big one. And that was also the shift that brought me in 2025 to one of my first, like, 20K months.
True.
Right?
May. I remember.
It was May. Yes.
It was May. I literally remember like it was yesterday.
Yeah. So the healing work and the identity work is, for me, it's like the secret sauce for everything, but also for my business and the success I've had.
100%. How can you describe to someone who doesn't necessarily see the correlation between identity and inner work, healing, self-love, self-worth, confidence, and success in your career, whether you're self-employed or not? Like, how does that tie together for someone who really is like, well, that's like a separate area, like money, career, success, like that's one thing, and then how I feel about myself is like a whole other thing, right? Like, that's how a lot of people, and that used to be me as well. It's like, that can't be related. Like, I mean, that's like one thing and this is another. How does it actually tie in so deeply together?
Yeah. So I'm going to do it with business because I think it's a good example where we can see really, like, how our inner work and the way we feel reflect in our income, in the people we attract, like we already said.
Yeah, so, even in dating, right?
It is.
Like, you literally attract a whole different caliber of men when you like yourself a little more and you respect yourself a little more.
Absolutely. So I wanted to do it on business, but there's literally a guy, like, coming in my head right now where it was like,
let's do both. Let's do both.
Okay,
one by one.
But let's start with men now because like, you gave me the bridge.
You're getting tea now, guys. Yeah. Get ready.
So I've always had the feeling that I had to prove my worth to men as well by being the smart girl, the funny girl. I've never really been the pretty girl, like
which, by the way, guys, I've told her so many times she's stunning. I think she believes me a little bit by now, but I don't know. I don't know.
I do. We worked hard on that one.
You love looking into the mirror now, which I love.
Yes, which was a homework.
Yeah, it was homework.
It was homework, and I integrated it. And like with men, for instance, I was always like the cool girl, the funny girl, the smart girl, like. It felt like I had to work for it. I felt like I had to work for...
Perform.
Exactly. To, like, that guys were like, oh, I like her. I like her because she's smart, because she's funny.
She worked for it.
Exactly. But it was never like they just looked at me and were like... that energy, like, speaks for herself.
And it
like,
does.
It so does. So, first, I was dating more like my guy friends. I wasn't really, like, dating guys who were really man and like in their masculine energy. I was dating friends, which is fun at one point, but it was never like this kind of attraction and that like real love, and men who were like really
providing,
stepping
exactly. up for you, romanticizing, worshipping you.
Absolutely. So what I'm attracting now, or who I'm attracting now. Like, now, the guy, I had this one moment with a guy, and I was looking at him, and there was like this old voice in my head. I still have that voice, so I'm going to be very honest. Like, he's out of my league. I was like thinking, he's out of my league. And then I was like, wait a second, we don't do this anymore. We're not dimming our light anymore. So I was doing another homework that Laura gave me, which, can I share?
Sure. Hey, sure.
Which is like, I had this homework of, say 5 inequalities that you love about yourself and 5 physical traits that you love about yourself. I do this every morning after I do Pilates and I meditate, and then I list those 5 things. And I was like seeing that guy, and I thought he was so hot, and I love the energy. And then I was like, okay, he's out of my league. And then I realized this is an old version of me, like an old voice that shifted. And I was just like, wait a second, 5 things I love about myself, 5 things, physical traits that I love about myself. Then I was like remembering how to really get back into my queen energy, my main character energy. Like I was not even looking at him anymore. I was just like, no, me, I'm gonna focus on me, right?
Fuck yeah.
Exactly. So what happened was I didn't even say a word. The only thing I did was like smile at him once, I think. And he was like, we were like dancing, we had a good time. Like we were not dancing together, I was with my girls. And then he just came over and he was like looking at me and was like, I just have to tell you, like, your energy is something else. And I was like, oh, hi. Hi.
By the way, hi, I didn't even notice you.
No, not at all. and then we just like started talking, and yeah, we get to know each other, and it was really fun. But for me, it was just like realizing like the way I felt was what really pulled him in as well. And a few months ago, I would have walked away. I would have like, or even maybe if I was like really brave that night, I would have went up to him and said something funny or anything like that
to impress and
just and be like, pick me, right? Look at me. Can you look at me? Like, yeah, I'm here. Can you see me? And I didn't do that anymore. Yeah. And I was like,
instead you magnetized him, baby.
Exactly. And like literally him telling me like, I love your energy. I love your vibe.
And you didn't even lift a finger.
No, I didn't do anything. And then we were talking, and he did everything. He was leading. He was like, can I see you again? Can we go on a date? Like, he was doing all the work, and I was like, oh, this really works. all the inner work, it really works. It works. And it just I think this is a good example of where you see like how example. I would have if I had still the same bullshit in my system, if I didn't heal, if I didn't do the work also we did together, how I would have reacted and what happened now. And in business for me, it's the same, because just imagine you're a personal brand, right? You have your business, your personal brand, and if you don't really like yourself, or you wouldn't choose yourself.
True. Why would someone else?
Clients choose you? It makes no sense to me when people are like, no, my work is not that, like, I'm not that successful, I'm not that good, like,
or imposter, right? I'm not that good. There's way better people. Like, nobody's gonna work with you if you truly believe that,
right? And if you don't choose yourself, why would anybody choose you?
In love and in business.
Exactly.
Literally.
So as a personal brand, what I always tell my clients is, be the main character. Like,
literally
get into that main character energy. You will walk differently. Your stories will look different. Your content will look different. It will feel different. You will talk differently, right? When you are really confident, and when you're not scared to show that anymore because people told you like you're arrogant or you shouldn't talk about yourself that way.
That so often lately, and I low-key love it. Like, so many people tell me, oh, you seem kind of arrogant. I'm like, the people who get it. The ones who don't, they don't.
Exactly.
And that's okay.
Yeah, and it's the best feeling, right? You're completely free.
Feeling. You're free.
Yeah.
You're literally free.
And that's how inner work and identity work, what you heal on the inside and how you feel on the inside affects your business. And I think you can see that. I can see that
feel about yourself,
in every story I see. Like in every story, in every content piece, and the podcast episodes I listen to. Like I love listening to you.
Oh, you're talking about mine or yours now?
No, just like
in general.
In general. Like when
Like,
I was like when somebody's like holding back or
you can feel that shit.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like subconsciously, not necessarily that you're analyzing it in your head and you're like, "Ooh, is this person?" No, but you can feel it. You can feel they're not all of themselves.
Yeah.
And if you're not obsessed with yourself, why would other people be obsessed with you?
Yes. And also, for instance, one of my clients, we did a main character week in one of my programs.
Yeah.
And she was doing all the work and the tool, she was using it. And then we were talking about one of her programs and she wanted to launch it. And we were working on this program. And then suddenly she was like, in this main character week, she was like, Mirjam, we got to change something in a program. And I was like, okay, what do we need to do? And she was like, I realized this week that I was doing a people pleaser program. Like she realized
that is so real,
because she was like stepping into her main character energy. She was looking at her business differently. What would she do if she wasn't afraid to like sell her program, right? If she wasn't like trying to get people into it, if she was just like leading, if she was the main character, if she was powerful,
embodying
like exactly, what would she do? Like what would she sell? How would the program really look like? And we changed the whole fucking thing. And now it's like it's successful and she's so happy, she's so excited, like there's a new fire inside her and she's so ready to launch that. So why I'm saying this is because you asked like how does the inner work and the identity work really affect your business?
In
like
every
that.
way.
Exactly.
Like
your dating life, your business, every fucking way.
No, that is so real. And I love that you're bringing this up because I think for a lot of people, again, they're living life in this watered down version of them until they taste what it's like to be aligned. And then they're like, there's no going back.
Yeah.
Literally that. Like, what would you say to someone who's like on the edge, like on this like... In this like little process of like I'm so fucking close to this breakthrough of like owning myself, doing the thing, being unapologetic, but there's a part of me that's still so fucking afraid what's gonna happen. Like is my life gonna crumble? Is everything gonna crumble basically? Which it might very well, right? What would you say to someone who's struggling with that? Like I have so much fear of what could happen worst case versus like obviously there's so much potential of what could happen best case, but you obviously never have a guarantee.
So the only thing that I always like ask myself in that kind of situations is when I look back to this moment in like a couple of weeks or months
like
or a year, like the moment when they're like, I'm so scared, right? Is my business gonna crumble? Is this gonna work out? Like you're at the edge of something and you feel like, oh, should I really like own it? Should I do this? Like, am I ready for this? Yeah. First of all, ready is not a feeling, it's a decision. I think we all know that. But what I would say and what I do when I have this feeling of, oh my goodness, what if... Right? What if it's not going to work out? What if I'm going to fail and everything's going to go to shit?
What if everybody's going to end up hating me?
Right?
Well, at least you like yourself, babe.
Exactly. But what would you do if you look back at to this moment and a few weeks? What would make you really, really proud? Like, would it make you proud to, like, wait another month? Would it make you proud to, like, go back to the old you? Or would you be so fucking proud that you tried? That you tried? Like, I don't want to look back at anything and be like, I should have done this.
Oh, regret is the worst.
And I don't have that. I'm the girl I'm gonna jump, and then if it's not working out, I'm gonna find a solution for that. And
figuring it out.
That's an experience. You're gonna learn for it. And what I just can tell you, we talked about this before when we were like having lunch together. What if it's so much better?
And it probably is going to be so much better, babe.
It is. Like every time with men and business and friendships. Like I'm also going through stuff right now, and we talked about this today, and I was like, what if it turns out so much better?
And it will.
Yes. So this is what I would say to somebody who's like, oh my God, I'm so afraid. Yes, be afraid. I was afraid. I think we all are afraid at some point.
All the fucking time. What do you mean? Every day I'm like, this could go wrong, this could go wrong. But I just don't listen to that. Yes. I'm like, I'm aware of it and I'm going to do it either way.
And think about all the times where you were scared and then you did it and it turned out better than you could have ever imagined.
Yeah.
Like, go back to that feeling and know that this is going to happen again, and you're going to experience that again. And like I said, even if it doesn't work out, you get to experience it. You get to learn from it, and it will make you stronger. It will make you more powerful. It will make you more magnetic in the end.
And you're training your self-trust muscle, I feel like. Because when you're doing things just for you, just because you want to, just because it feels right, it doesn't make sense to anyone, you're ultimately signaling to yourself, I trust that even if this doesn't go as quote unquote planned, I'll figure it out. I have problem solving skills. I got myself, I got my back. I can figure it out. Worst case, I'm good either way because I got myself. And I think a lot of people underestimate how much they can actually handle until they have to. And I think, just like practicing that, like voluntarily going like, I'm going to put myself into a situation that could potentially make me feel uncomfortable, like chasing that almost, because that's how you literally exponentially grow. So I think this is a huge one. Let's also, babe, like just before we forget, because we've been kind of going off script, which I love that. I was prepared for that. No, but like I wanted to talk to you about masculine and feminine energy because you're huge on that. Like you're embodying that like in your life, in your business and everything. Why is this so important and like what does it look like? So I know one of the biggest breakthroughs that you had in the past was scaling only really works when your body's more regulated, when you feel better, when you feel more at peace, when you're more, present, and when you also ultimately know how to utilize the power of your feminine magnetism, which is calling in, being the magnet, being yummy, being expressed fully and unapologetically. But then also like having some structure and having some having something to rely on that like kind of holds it all together whilst you're traveling, whilst you're in flow, whilst you're socializing, whilst you're dating, whatever, right? Like there's such an art to balancing that. How has that allowed you to feel more at peace in your business, like having that structure while at the same time not neglecting your creativity, expression, your flow, your intuition, and like doing what you feel like you want to do? Like what has that been looking like for you lately? Also in love, obviously, and like in life in general.
So when I started working with you, I was at this point where I wanted to scale, right? I wanted to scale, but I felt like there was this glass ceiling, like holding me back, and I
think you said that in your application. I remember.
Yes, and I was like trying a few things, but nothing really seemed to work. And we worked not really on my business first, like in the first month. I think we only worked like we worked on my standards and my boundaries and my your
time management schedule. I think
exactly.
Maybe that was the second month.
I think that was after that, because I think the first real shift that helped me to scale was that I had this pattern of feeling responsible for everything that was happening in my business. I was feeling responsible for the results of my clients. I was feeling responsible for everything, and there was so much pressure, and I was actually stressed like all the time.
I remember that.
I didn't really feel it that
the subconscious
much.
pressure.
Exactly. It was just like my body was trembling. I was like I was not living my full potential. I was telling you that in my application. I was like, I wanna step into my full potential. I have no idea what that looks like, but I feel like I feel blocked right now.
Yeah. But what I actually admire is you knew there was more, and you could kind of see it and feel it. Like you knew it was like right there, but there was a glass ceiling between it. But it wasn't far away because you were already like so far ahead.
Yeah, exactly. But it was like, and this is where mentorship for me. This is why I always have people by my side, because I was like, I really don't see this happening without somebody helping me,
kicking your ass in a loving way,
and like mirroring me, like where am I playing it safe, where I'm like holding myself back,
blind spots.
So exactly. So what happened was I was trying to work for it again. I was trying to work for the money. I was trying to work that more clients would sign up. I was like in my masculine like overdrive. Like I was not trusting. I was not. Also, like, I was not allowing myself to really feel the pleasure that my business brought me, like, right? I was just like, okay, I need to scale. But for me, scaling from, like, this masculine, like, overdrive it's gonna burn you out, like 100%.
And it's not gonna be fun either.
Not at all. So
even though you loved your work and you loved your clients and you loved your business and your mission.
Everything. I was so happy. I was happy, but I felt like there was something holding me back. And then I realized, oh wait, there is subconscious like stress and pressure, because I feel so responsible for everything, and I didn't have the structure. Like I didn't have real structure, like the healthy masculine energy in my business. But also on the other hand, I
think part of you was actually scared of that, because you were like, what if that restricts me? And if I can't be like free and like wild and like doing my thing, like doing it in a way that it feels fun, you know, right? I think part of you was like, I feel like that's gonna limit me.
Exactly. It was, especially because my lifestyle is very like young, wild, and free. Like this is my motto. I want to be spontaneous. I wanna like do what makes me feel alive. So for me, systems and structure felt like this is not gonna work. Like it can't work. It was like literally in my head. I was like, this is not gonna work out.
That can't coexist.
Exactly.
You can't have both.
But it was literally the missing piece, that I could feel safe in my business. So it felt safe to scale.
Yeah.
But
also safe to slow down every once in a while.
Yes, because like scaling is not about working like more.
It's leverage.
Exactly. And it's about maintaining your work but getting better results,
more
results.
Yeah.
So first of all, it was really like looking myself in a mirror and being very clear and honest with myself about where am I just holding too much? Like where am I trying to control everything? Where am I just like taking too much responsibility for everything? So it felt like more clients felt like, oh my goodness, I cannot hold this anymore.
Burnout.
Exactly. So this was really, really important for me to like heal that part of myself, and then letting myself calm down, slow down, being more intentional. Like what I'm going to say is, you don't have to post every day. You don't have to like hustle every day. You can be so much more efficient and intentional. And in the end, in your business, like if you want to have fun, if your business should like feel alive, and you will like, you want to just enjoy the ride, because we have a business to enjoy it. We have a fucking business to enjoy it. But what I needed to learn is that I could let go, that I was allowed to take a break. I think we worked a lot on that, like me taking real breaks.
Even communication with your clients and all that.
Setting higher standards and boundaries with my clients, and then having the systems and the structure so that I felt safe to attract more, because I didn't feel safe. I wanted it. I'm going to be so honest. I was a girl. I was like, I'm ready for 20K. Come on, give me all the clients. I can't handle it. This was me. But it was so not, like, I was not ready. It was like, I was looking back and was like, wow, I'm so happy that that didn't happen, because I would have burned out. Like
100%. If you take on more clients but you don't have any boundaries and you just work way more hours, like, that doesn't work, right?
And it happened again. I was self-sacrificing. I was self-sacrificing because I didn't feel worthy enough for people to sign up. I didn't feel worthy. I had the feeling more clients meant more work, which is true to a certain degree.
To a certain degree, yeah.
But it doesn't mean I have to work even more and perform even better to like attract more people.
Because
like,
that's not scaling.
Exactly. So this really helped me to find a better balance between my masculine energy, which I love. I love it.
Now you love it.
I am a powerhouse, and I love that. Also, like this masculine like drive that I have, like this energy. But
and you need that. Without it, it doesn't work either. Like, you're not going to exponentially succeed.
Exactly. And what happened to me, and we talked about this in our coaching, is first I was like the hustler, right? Pushy. Then I was like more in my feminine energy. I was like flowy. Then I didn't feel very intentional. Like, I asked the question, like, how can I be like more sure that I really know how to create more success? And this was like me being too intuitive and too flowy, and not having...
Let's just see what happens.
Exactly. Not having structure, not having like systems that I know work for me. Yeah. So then integrating this helped me to scale.
And to create more predictability, which again, in return makes you feel more secure, certain, like at peace. And then when you actually switch off, you're like, yeah, that's fine. Like, I can actually switch off without feeling like there's more that I should be doing. Like, this requires more input, know, like, because I think it's not always like linear, like your level of input in business and in life and in health and fitness. It's not always linear where it's like the amount of input is gonna guarantee the same amount of output. Like at some point you can take it from linear to exponential, and like that's where again leverage and scaling comes in. It's the same when you consistently work out and eat well for like a couple of months. You will way easier get away cheating like in terms of food or whatever, like not working out a couple days in a row, and like your physique is literally not gonna change. The amount that you can like with weights, like if you like lift heavy, it's not gonna change because you literally have created so much leverage, right? Like, so again, like it takes a while, but once you figure it out, it's like you literally benefit from it like forever, pretty much.
Yeah, definitely.
And so that's created, what would you say has that created for you, actually? Because I don't want to even put a word in your mouth, but I feel like for me, when I look back on my journey, which has been so similar to yours, it's been creating way more freedom and fulfillment and fun, but maybe it's like a different word for you, like what it's done for you.
Finding that balance. Or,
yeah, that sweet spot almost.
For me, the first thing that comes up is like more, like I feel so much more like calm.
Yeah.
To be honest, because one of my biggest wins right now is that I don't feel rushed anymore. Because I felt rushed. We talked a lot about my time management.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's because I always felt rushed. I always had the feeling like I was stressed. I had to rush things. I never felt on top of everything.
Yeah, with like deadlines.
Exactly.
I remember that.
So really finding this sweet spot helped me, first of all, to just have a regulated nervous system, which I'm so proud of right now. And then just more ease and peace and aliveness in the end. Yeah.
Because you're no longer battling time, or like the concept of time as we know it.
I mean, I want to achieve my goals, and I love it when timelines collapse, and I'm here like for the hyper speed. I'm here for it, but not because I have to rush.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to go through my life and be like I rushed through it.
Yeah.
That makes no sense to the motto that I already said before. I want to experience everything.
And savor.
Exactly. And just like really feel it and integrate it. So for me, this like having the structure, having the systems, balancing feminine and masculine energy in my business, allowing myself to be more calm and to enjoy the ride even more. That brought me just like a regulated nervous system and so much more aliveness, if you could say so.
Yeah, aliveness, life quality, all of that. I love the word aliveness actually, because it really goes to show you just feel like you're getting more out of life.
Yes.
You're getting more out of the time that you have being alive, basically.
Exactly.
And I remember when you applied, you said, I feel like I'm too much in my feminine in my business, too flowy. But like with men and dating, I'm like too much in my masculine. I'm always taking the lead. I'm always the one initiating. How has that completely flipped? Because like that's quite interesting, right? For like a lot of people, it's like, oh, I'm too feminine in my business and in my love life, or oh, I'm way too masculine in my business and in my love life. For you, it was like not reverse, but like for you it was like this interesting mix, right? Of like, oh, feminine in business, masculine with men. How has that flipped?
Oh.
I don't even know what to say.
Best flip of my life. Yeah.
It's a yummy flip.
Yes. So I think it all came back to that, like allowing myself to really like step into my feminine energy, like my true feminine energy, like really allowing myself to reconnect with myself, with my worth, right? And
your body and sensuality too.
Absolutely. Like really like feeling myself, and in my business, I think I was always working more in my business, right? It was working on myself and my business, and my business was more of a reflection of my I'm gonna say like higher version, and in my dating life I was like really like my old like there was nothing happening. I was like holding back myself there completely. So what happened in my business is when I learned that masculine energy is nothing that comes out from hustling or from self-sacrifice. It's something that gives me like it holds me, right? It gives me more pleasure. It gives me more freedom. It gives me more income in the end. Like this mindset made sense in my business, so there it was easier for me to like flip it and to like integrate the systems and the structure. And in my dating life, it was so much fun to explore, like, what does it even mean for me to be in my feminine energy? Because I couldn't tap into that.
You're like leaning back. What do you mean? I will go for it.
Laura asked me a question in the application, like in a pre-study, and she was asking, like, what would it look like in a romantic relationship?
Oh yeah, I remember that question. I remember
when you're like in your feminine energy, what will it look like? And my answer was, I have no picture.
Yeah, I remember that.
I have no fucking idea what it would look like. So what happened is we worked together. Thank God. Thank God we did that. And I allowed myself to like explore myself, my feminine, allowed myself to heal the parts that were like telling me like girls are shit, and like you know, I was like always the more like boyish girl, right?
Yeah, you said
with
that.
Boyfriend, like with my friends, my brother, like everything. And shifting this and learning.
And giving men this feeling too of like, yeah, we're bros, we're besties.
Like, you always said that, like, bro.
Yeah. And it's cool if it's actually a bro, but if it's a guy you're interested in, you definitely want to like be completely different.
I did say that once, and the guy I was seeing, he was so offended.
Oh, 100%. And I can see why.
He was so offended. So yeah, but what happened in my romantic relationships is that I learned that it was safe to step into my feminine, and it was actually fun. And same thing that happened in my business, that I allowed myself to see what happens when I have somebody who can give me structure, who can hold me. And that, like, I think I'm still on the journey to really like learning to let go completely. But one of my biggest shifts was in relationships. How I switched the flip was, I'm not losing personal power when I step into my feminine, and when I trust and let myself fall into a relationship.
That's actually a power move, if anything.
Yeah.
I love that.
Because for me, it always felt like I'm like giving away all my power.
True,
like,
I remember you said that in the homework.
Yes, I didn't feel
that.
safe. And then we worked on that, and you said like, why you don't need to lose your personal power to be in your feminine.
If anything, that is very powerful in itself.
Exactly.
Yeah. So like reframing, basically being in your feminine means being weak and passive, versus actually that is such an empowering thing to do, because the feminine can still hold high standards, can still be assertive, discerning, set boundaries, right? Like really realizing, and for me that was always like separate too. I was like, well, when I'm feminine, I'm weak and people will take advantage, walk over me, blah, blah, disrespect me. No, actually, when you have healthy feminine and healthy masculine energy, literally no one is going to dare to walk over you. Right? Like, so like understanding that. And I think one of the words you just brought out was safety in your business through systems, like healthy masculine energy created safety through systems, through structure. And then the same in like in dating, it's like realizing when I'm in my feminine, I still feel safe because I don't have to feel like man is going to, again, take advantage of you, walk over you, disrespect you, take you for granted, right? Like, when we feel soft, or when we feel ourselves softening, understanding with a man that's very masculine, if he's in his healthy masculine, like that is when you are the most safe in reality. If it's a toxic masculine man and you're like very in your feminine and you don't have boundaries and you're not assertive, yeah, then you will feel weak, then you will feel like he's going to be able to take it, right? Like that's not what we're wanting. So I think for you, that's been like really healing, is understanding I get to feel so safe being in my softness, and I'm also trusting myself that I'm discerning enough to choose a man that's, you know, like that's gonna honor and worship the soft side of me.
Yeah, and like not losing, like just reminding myself, I'm not losing myself, I'm not losing my personal power. And it's not like a passive thing where I'm just like not doing anything. No, being in my feminine is the most powerful thing I can be, because it's my natural energy. Like it's who I am. And I got the feedback, like I was talking with one of my guy friends, and he was like, we were talking about this, and he knew me like before, and he knows me now, and we talked about my transformation. He was like, you look different, you walk different,
you
act different, and he was like, and it's so you're still so much like you're
more of you,
exactly. But he was like also saying, like, because we were talking about like my dating life and about the guys I was seeing, and he was like, I was like telling him what I did and how proud I was, how I acted, and he was like, he thinks that's the hottest thing ever.
Girl,
when like
I agree.
women, like it's not. He was like, it's not like they're not doing anything or something, like it's not, they're just leaning back, or it's like nothing there. He was like, you're still you're still like so much like myself, like my quirly self, with everything I am, with my too muchness, but in a feminine way, and like letting the man lead, because I'm gonna be very honest, I never let my boyfriends lead.
Yeah.
I never gave them the chance.
Yeah.
I was always
You're like, I'll handle it. I got it.
I was like doing it. I was challenging the guys. Like I was literally challenging them. And this is not my energy. This is not what I wanna do in a relationship.
We do challenge men, but we do it in a different way. We're not doing it in the way that we're like, well, I'm gonna compete with you and I'm gonna make the plans and I'm gonna try and wear the pants and be stronger than you, right? Like that is not yummy. No. But you can challenge a man like in a very feminine way. That's like the black hat energy.
In a sneaky way.
In a sneaky way. Not in a sabotaging way, but in a black hat energy way, which is still very feminine.
Yeah.
So I love that you integrated that. Okay, to wrap it all up and bring it all home, my last question for you, as for every guest, is what is your personal top tip to unfuck your life for our listeners, which can literally be anything and everything we discussed today, or can be off topic, I don't care. Give us some tea.
For me, it's really what we talked about at the beginning. It's to unfuck your life means to like make it your own life again as well, right? Make it your life again. Own it, that it's your life. The only person, like, you're gonna be at the end of your life and you're gonna look back, what do you want to see? Like it's like your movie. You are the fucking main character. You can step into your main character energy or not, but you are your main character.
Whether you like it or not.
You are. It's like your life. So what I would do to like unfuck my life, and this is literally what I did, is to start like dating myself, getting to know myself, owning who the fuck I am with every fucking part of myself, like healing the parts that I don't like or that
you're hiding, shaming.
Exactly. Getting like taking them home, like making myself whole again, and then just like go out there and live the life that you want to like see in a movie, right? You're gonna look back at the end of your life and you're gonna see a freaking movie.
Are you gonna like that movie, or are you gonna be like, boring?
Exactly. Or are you gonna be like one of those they're the plot twists, right, in every movie, and you're like, please do it,
right.
and then like she didn't do it again, oh my goodness,
that is so
how why didn't she do this? And then again, and then there's this perfect guy and she's like, oh no, and you're like, oh my god, please, can they meet, and then oh no, do you want to look back like that, or do you want to be like, oh yes, she did that, oh my goodness, look at that girl go, right? And this is what I do. This is the exercise I do to like step into my main character energy. And
I love that.
Yeah, I think that would be it.
Oh, that is so yummy. I love that. That's such a great reminder. You really are the main character in your life. Like, you want to make sure when you look back, when you're like 90, 100 years old, I don't care, like, you're like, damn, that girl, she lived. She actually mastered the art of living, which honestly, most people these days, they're just existing, going through the motions, surviving, merely thriving. And it's like, I mean, honestly, you might believe in reincarnation, I don't care, but like, you're never going to be reborn in the same exact environment as that exact person in that exact body. Like, maximize it to the fullest. Like, that is such a beautiful reminder to like really live life to the fullest, play with your potential a little. I love to say that too, like, all the time, like, play with your potential a little. Might as well fuck around and do that, because life truly is too short. Yeah. And you want to look back on yourself when you're old and be like, I was a baddie. Yeah. I want to feel like I was a baddie. I don't want to be like, yeah, I was like everybody else. I was just like blending in. It was like lukewarm life. Like, fuck that, right? So I really love that beautiful reminder to practice being the main character. You know what? Fun fact, actually. Yesterday, 2 days ago, one of my guy friends saw me at the beach. Apparently, I was listening to my little playlist. I was in like my own little world, and he texted me later. He was like, were you at the beach like earlier on, like wearing this and this and this? It just seemed like you were in your own little world. I was like, oh yeah, that was me. He was like, you were being a main character. I didn't even want to approach you and say hi. And I was like, I love that. You know, like, I was like, ooh. No, and I was like, that is how I know I'm living life the right way. Apparently I was like feeling myself, and probably I was. I mean, like, right? Like, that's the whole point. points, like feel yourself a little more. Again, be a little bit more obsessed with yourself. I have a whole episode on this, like being unbothered by others and obsessed with yourself, because I think that is how you now are such a fucking magnet.
Yeah.
It's like you're obsessed with yourself in the best way possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
And I never thought this was possible for me. I was like, oh no, right? I'm not that girl. But
she thought she was not that girl, but wow, boy oh boy, is she that girl.
Yeah, and I can own that now as well, right?
And that feels so freeing, like owning, like, actually, yes, I am all that I ever wanted to be and more. So I love that. I'm so proud of you. If this conversation sparked something in you, if you liked it, we want to know about it, we want to see it, tag us on your stories or reshare the episode, send it to your bestie who needs a little kick in the ass, right? Like, send it to someone who's gonna feel like they're gonna get us, because I feel like my audience, and probably yours as well, like, we're all the same energy, we're all the same vibe. So if you know someone who would benefit from this, who would like need to hear this, because like we've been yapping for like an hour now on like be your fucking self, like, no, but like this is like ultimately what people need to hear though, right?
Yeah, honesty. Like, honesty is the love language. So send it to
somebody. I love that you said that, by the way. That is so true.
Yeah, so send it to somebody where you're like, I think she needs to hear that, and send it out of love, right?
Right. No, I love that. Honesty, consistency, it's like all love language, and like honesty with yourself as well, which you're such a great like embodiment of this. Like, be honest with yourself and like show that honesty to others, and those who will like it'll stick around. Everybody else is going to be repelled, and that's a good thing. So thank you so much for making time today, babe, and for joining me on here. Like, doing this in person too is always like such a vibe. Aww. It's like so nice to like have someone here, and we're kind of like curled up. We're literally like on top of each other because we're sharing a microphone, but it's cute, you know?
Yeah,
it's cute. Anyway, so thank you so much. Before we're wrapping this up, actually, how can people connect with you, follow you, learn more about what you're doing? I know your podcast, like your English podcast, but I also have a bunch of German followers. You have a German podcast.
Yeah.
What do you have for people?
So my English podcast is Owning Who the Fuck You Are,
which is so fitting.
It's like so on fitting. Brand. It's like embody so your brand.
No,
exactly. Yeah. So if you want to listen to that, you find it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, like everywhere.
By the way, it should be live actually, like officially, with a couple of episodes, because I think you wanted to release like 3 in the next week or so.
Yeah.
By the time this episode goes live, which will be like end of this month, it will be already live. So like that's super good. We can link it all in the description and the show notes. So make sure to check it out.
On Instagram, Mirjam Novy.
There's 2 Instagrams.
Yes. One English and one German.
Yeah, that's good to know.
Okay, so we're going to put both in the show notes?
Both.
So Mirjam Novy and Own It, Mirjam Novy again. So for the English community. And yeah, I think like Instagram and my podcast are my main platforms. If you're like German speaking, then the podcast is Business Rebel Podcast, where we talk all about business.
But also I feel like a part of your work too is like being authentic, which is like for everybody who's more into personal development, or again doesn't quite make the connection between being you and business. Like, I think you're an amazing resource and example for that.
Thank you. And yes, when I mean business, I mean literally embodied business. So for me, there's no strategy without identity work, because this is not the way I lead my business.
It's intertwined,
exactly.
Baby.
So we always work on both, because you cannot build your embodied empire without your fucking embodiment.
True, because you're the foundation of your life, of your love life, of your friendships, of your business. I love this. Thank you so much, babe. Thank you for everybody who's been tuning in and making 1 hour of their time to like share with us. We love you. Again, we would love to hear your feedback. Make sure to be subscribed to the show as well. We publish episodes every Tuesday on both Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So make sure you're subscribed so you never miss a beat. Thank you so much. We love you. Bye.
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 Bye.